Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat, and today is, of course, Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Welcome. Welcome. Yesterday we played some Subnautica Below Zero, and I do have a poll as to whether or not to continue that on next Wednesday. I will go ahead and post that in the chat. And you know what? We'll pin that so that everyone who comes can see the link to the poll when the thingy is pinned. It'll show up as a little message bar up at the top of the screen, and it'll have that link to the poll. I will note that it does look like we will be continuing this next week at this point in time, barring anything really weird happening with the subsequent votes on that poll. And I had a good time with it. We got through obtaining the base of the sea truck and doing a little bit of exploration, following around where the game is sending us. And yeah, I look forward to eventually getting around to continuing with that. As for other things going on in life, not much to really say. I mean, I've been mucking about with this little breadboard electronic stuff that I have in front of me with my Raspberry Pi hooked up to it. It's right there. Hello, beautiful breadboard. I have managed a little bit higher there. I have managed to have my program that I am running pulse the brightness of each individual light depending on whether or not I am pushing the button that's on the breadboard. So there's a button on there, and there's two LEDs. There's a red and there's a green. When the button is not pushed, the red pulsates its brightness based off of a sine curve, iterating a value of x that's being normalized to a scale of 0 to 100. And when I push the button, it turns off the red light and starts the green light from a set value on the sine curve. In which case, the one I've set it to right now is it starts at maximum brightness when the new light comes on, and then it pulsates from the peak down to the low and back to the peak again. And when I let go of pushing the button, the green light goes off, and the red light starts at its highest, regardless of what the brightness was of green. Previously, the code was working such that the math being done to determine the brightness was being done independently of which light was on. And it is still being done independently of which light is on. It's just setting a variable to a value of 0, in this case, when the button is pushed and when the button is let go. And the main logic there that I needed to figure out is, how do I test? How do I make a bit of code that will only function the moment the button is pushed and the moment when the button is let go? Because this is not a switch type of a button that is always in one state at a time. It's press and it's hold to stay pressed, and that would trigger a loop continuously, and it would trigger a loop continuously if you let go of the thing. So the solution is to, how do I even explain it? It all comes down to how code runs line by line before it loops back. You set a different variable to the state of the switch, and then compare that variable to the new state of the switch when it loops back to the start of the overall while loop that's running. So you can actually compare the previous state of the switch to the new state of the switch, and if they differ, do something. So you check the two variations of what can happen when they differ. You can have one being off to being on, or you can be on to going off, and do something different depending on which change you have. And so that's the code I set, and it basically for each of those, it just sets the value to 0 of the value of X that's being signed, and then converted to the power cycle. Yeah, that's that. I need to figure out what I want to do next with this thing, because that's the most complex thing I've done with this electronics kit at this point, and I have an entire Raspberry Pi that I could do stuff with. Like, I'm pretty sure I could do something that triggers on an API call of something that, like, lights up a GPIO pin or provides power to one that gives me an LED. Like, for example, pretty sure I could hook it up to the YouTube API and have it trigger on something happening with my channel that lights up a light or makes it flash several times, or put a speaker on and turns a speaker going, makes a sound on the board when some event triggers online. Like, these are the types of things that you can do with something like a Raspberry Pi hooked up to physical electronics on a breadboard or whatever. It doesn't even need to be a breadboard, technically. You could make a PCB that hooks up to the GPIO on the Raspberry Pi to do something that you want, and just run a program on the Raspberry Pi to make it do its thing. So yeah, considering getting some sort of an LCD display as well, or an actual touchscreen, like full screen, to muck about with, just so that I have something separate, so I don't have to use my main computer's screen real estate for it. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. I also have the piano hooked up. So that's now on. I bought a new screen, a new monitor recently. You may have heard about this. My previous secondary screen was dying on me. It was dead on me, and I bought a new screen and moved my old main screen to the side to be the new secondary monitor, and the brand new screen is sitting in front of me. It's been very nice. It's very high quality, higher quality than my other primary screen, but it has an audio jack built in, which means it's getting audio via DisplayPort via the NVIDIA control panel, or via NVIDIA's HD audio driver. And the program that I use for the piano is Cakewalk, and it really does not like when I turn this screen off. Because for some reason, even if like the actual device is disabled for the screen, when this screen turns off, it is off. And the device of the screen goes away, and Cakewalk does not like that. It does not like that at all. So even when I turn the screen back on, it has like error messages brought up, and if I clear them out, I can't get the piano back without having to reload Cakewalk, and that's been disgusting. I haven't liked doing that, because I didn't have to do that before, and now I did because of this screen. I'm not even using anything with NVIDIA audio at all in my entire system. So this morning I was like, I need to be able to turn this off somehow. And just really all I had to do was disable the NVIDIA HD audio driver itself. Just disable the driver, and that cuts all of the devices out of the sound display entirely. And now I don't have to worry about it. Hopefully, I won't have to worry about it when I turn my screen off and on again. Because now that NVIDIA HD audio is just not running at all on the computer. Because I tend to leave my computer on. I leave it on because there's problems with turning it off and turning it on again. Like, I invite issues every single time. Every single time the computer turns off or turns on, it has trouble, actually, turning off. If you can believe that. And anytime I try to shut down my computer, I have to unplug it completely once it's shut down. Otherwise, or like flip the switch on the power supply, because it turns itself back on somehow. There's something on like the motherboard, I guess it's the front panel headers, is shorting somehow, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, and it's frustrating. And it's been doing this for years at this point, where I shut down the computer turns off, and within 10 seconds, it turns on again. And sometimes it's not even like a full start. It like turns the motherboard on and not like everything. Like a partial start. I don't get it. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it happening. So I end up just leaving the computer on all the time to not have to do that. And as I've mentioned, sometimes when it restarts, it doesn't like restart correctly. And I get other like issues that happen. Windows does something, hardware does something, and it just it sucks. Better to have it on and be right than have to have it completely powered off. I do have to occasionally restart it, but because Windows is Windows, and I occasionally have to restart it because of bad things that happen in Windows, bugs and such that occur because the computer's been on for like 8 weeks plus sometimes. How long has the computer been on? How long has my PC been on right now? Where is that listed again? Uptime? 31 days and 22 hours and 24 minutes. Since the last time the computer has been restarted, according to the uptime on the CPU on Task Manager anyway. Yeah. I think I just need a new CPU and motherboard, but I can't really afford that. Not like I could actually find one even if I could afford it. Because what I would want these days would be an AMD CPU with motherboard, and the specific ones that I would like to get are perpetually out of stock. Because that's the life we live in right now. Anyway, let's get into Factorio. Now that we've had that discussion, lengthy 15 plus minute discussion. Yeah, unless I happened to have like $2,000 for a like full-on Threadripper processor, which is way more than I would actually need. All of the Ryzen 9s are perpetually out of stock right now. Even the last gen Ryzen 9, the 3000 series, or 3900, 3950, whatever, I forget the exact numbering scheme. Even those are like out of stock and up in price these days, let alone the 5900 or the 5950. I would actually prefer the 5900 Ryzen 9 with a relevant motherboard that can fit all of my stuff that I have for it. To replace the current set of things. I just don't have the like $800 to do that change. Anyway, if anyone wants to send me $800, it'd be appreciated. I know exactly how I would spend it. And it would end up saving me taxes in the long run. Cough, cough. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anywho, last time we met in Factorio on Tuesday, I have created existent amounts of blue science. Yes, we actually have blue science now. Holla frickin' Luya. It's not going to run perpetually. It's going to make a very specific amount and then die, and that amount is going to be based upon this right here. It will die when this warehouse gets full and all of the production stops on the gold here. And once we've chewed through whatever buffer we have of the gold plates, that's when blue science stops. When it does, I can do several things, including destroy and replace this warehouse, and it will continue again for another amount. But we want to get to a point where we are true perpetual on our production of blue science. But to do that, we need to be able to process some blue science techs. Even though we have blue science now, I don't have any red or green science on the train network, and I don't have a location that is processing science. I don't have the labs set up for this, and I don't have the red and green science on my network. So that is going to be what we're doing today. And we have had a bit of a look at this at the end of the previous stream. So this is going to be RGB on Rails plus lab processing. That's what we're working on for our to-do list right now. Afterwards, to make sure that we actually have a to-do list, we'll be doing mill science, so that I can get into the explosive excavation tech very specifically, so that I can make water anywhere via explosives. And that's that's one very specific reason to use that, or one very specific reason why I need to have that, and that's because there simply is no mod that gives me a reasonable solution for getting viscous mud water anywhere. If there is such a thing to get viscous mud water anywhere, let me know. I would prefer something that lets me just build a seafloor pump anywhere. But, yeah. Unless and until that happens, I do need to have an actual water source on the seafloor pumps. I would actually prefer something along the lines of stone water wells, where it's a larger object that needs to be placed that replicates the functionality of the seafloor pump. I might just do it myself, copy the stone water well mod, change the object IDs, change the resource it's making, if I can, copy over some of the code from the viscous, or from the seafloor pump to define the resource that it's doing, make a dependency on angels, and then voila. I would have a different entity that makes the things. I'd also have to come up with an icon for it to indicate that it's the viscous mud water or C4 pump equivalent. But just something along those lines. Something that's a little bit slightly more balanced than just being able to place the thing anywhere. You die. Kaboom! I like that I've finally set up my cliff explosives to be automated at this point. Okay. Going back into here, we have the red science and the green science at 1 per second. Note that the blue science is only at 0.1 per second right now. And it's likely going to stay that way until I get into modules. Because this is the point where I really need to be getting into productivity. In order to scale it. Because that's a times 10 for aluminium plates going into the blue science. That's a 10 to 1 from plates to science, and that's a little bit extreme. I think that's a bit bad on its balance. It should be closer to 1 to 1. Like, I hesitate to say this, but maybe 3 to 1 would be better. A lot better than that. The problem is it's coming in 2 separate locations. So how would I even fix that? And where's that extra 0.01? Huh? Hello? Why do you say 1.01? Whatever. 0.5 and 0.5. Should probably be like 0.2 and 0.2, to be honest. What's the actual recipe? Is there a place that tells me the actual recipe? So this is it. This is 5 into 1. Yeah, I personally would make that like 2 to 1. Also, whoa, copper? Hello? Yeah. It's a lot of copper plates as well. Not really. Yeah, really. What am I saying? This is 2.53 copper plates per 0.1. That's 25 copper plates per science. Hello? No, that's not a good idea. Hello? 25 plates per second per 1 science per second? It wouldn't be that bad, but for space extension. Like, it would be okay if the game just ended when we launched a rocket. But space extension. Specifically, FTL tech for space extension. We're going to be sitting here for hundreds of hours extra, just waiting for science to happen. It's one of the bad things about space extension is just how awful the FTL tech amount is per tech. Like, you can use space extension on the base game. Did you know this? You don't need Bob's Angels to use space extension. It works perfectly fine on vanilla. And all of the tech costs are reduced by at least a factor of 10 to 100 when played with vanilla. I think it's at least a factor of 10 that all of the tech costs for the entirety of that mod are reduced with vanilla. It's only when playing with Bob's Angels that the tech costs go shooting through the sky as if this mod set is balanced around being able to make that much stuff in the first place. Like, no. No, it's not. Anyway, I need red and green. Now, I was looking at... We needed tin and copper here. I'm not importing copper on my train from my train network here at this blue science quadrant because blue science makes a coppery waste byproduct, and I decided that the best way to deal with said coppery waste byproduct, which processes into copper ore, is to make all of my copper plates where I'm making the science so that I can always consume the copper ore byproduct from the blue science system. I'll need to do the exact same thing with iron and copper with military science, because that produces waste products that give me iron and copper ore. However, we still need to take into account that I need 4 copper, excuse me, or blah. 4? No, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Why does that say 3? It says 3 because 10 would still be an equivalent amount of mineral sludge by also doing the tin for the green science. The one thing... I'm pretty sure I have lead. Lead. Yes, I have lead being brought in this train station. So the problem is I don't really have any room to add additional stations in here, an additional requester station in here. Which means I'm going to need to make these on site. Why do you say you're making more brown algae? Huh? Matrix solver. That's why. I'm also using those now. And these. So that's a thing. I will be able to use those, though, wherever possible. Oh, you just need straight up copper cable? I've got wire coils, but I'm not bringing in copper wire coils here. I've got tinned wire coils, not copper wire coils, being brought in. So I will need to spend that copper. Oh boy. How many of these do I need? 0 for you. 1 for you. 1.5. Oh boy. $84.38, huh? $84.38, huh? Yeah, that's more than 100. So I will need to add in another doohickey. That's unfortunate. If I add in another one of these, though, it would produce 100 itself, so I would only need the one that would feed both of the two over here. Yeah, so that means I would legit need 3.5 copper as well as 1.5 or 1 tin out of this. I'm going to actually... hello, can I make a new block? Why is there, like, no button to add a block here? Like, I wanna add a block. There's no button here to add a block. Why? Why is there no button here to add a block? Have to be like that? I want one. Sure, why not? We'll do processed tin. And that's another 18.75. So in total, 8438. That's the process. That's the process. This really want to be able to change the default fuel type. Rather unfortunate that we cannot do that. I will have to deal with that crushed stone in some way, shape, or form. But other than that, I think we are good to go. I will need to change you, and that's it for that. That's it for that. Too bad there's no summary. Oh, there is a okay. Sure. Interesting. Is this an or on these generators? Hmm. Well, regardless, that's all the buildings. I will need to get more crystallizers, as well as more ore processors, as well as... Yeah, I think I've got just enough on the rest of the stuff here. Okay. And that's just for this. That's not for all of that as well. Oh, I should probably get some radar coverage going, huh? We'll stick you there. Okay, I need pretty much the entirety of this copied and pasted over here. Oh, I will need so much pipe. Right, and more electrolyzers, and more chem plants. I need pipe to ground more than actual pipe. So it looks like I need the chem plants, electrolyzers, and pipe to ground. Also, it's good that I have this being split off, because that's going to be all of the extra charcoal that I need to be brought in. Let's get those out of the picture. Oh. Oh. Did that go all the way around? I think it did. I need to fix this intersection. So we've got an up. Yeah, so this side is only ever going to come down, so we don't need that. And yeah, we don't need that. We've got that only will go that way. That will never go counter. That. Whoops. That's going that way. That's going this way. This is going up. It will never need this one. That's going that way. It will never need that one. This is going upwards. It'll never need that one. And I think that's it. Yeah. That's what needed fixing there. I'm trying to think, is there any other one that needed to be fixed on here? I don't think so. Phew. I need to do that for, like, all of the intersections that I haven't done that to yet. There's quite a few like this one as well. It's like, yeah. Because the intersections that I was using came from here, but I've updated it and fixed it. Initially, just those specific problematic signals prevented the straight traffic from being able to go straight through. That was the problem with the signals there, is it wasn't allowing a train that was trying to come from here going all the way across to here. Instead of going the straight line, it would go all the way up and like loop around and come down. It would do this weird... It would go up here, go over, go into this loop, go all the way around this loop, and come over and come all the way around. If it wanted to go from here to here, rather than through the intersection itself. Really weird. Really, really weird. So hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream, folks. We overly explain things here. That's what I do. Okay, let me see about what I need. I need things. Of course I need things. I need all of the things. Let's grab some more of you. Some more of you. That else. That else. That else. Let's grab some more of you. I need more of these guys. I need more of these guys. Where do I have my air filters? Air filters, air filters, air filters. Here. Just top off my stack. How am I doing on liquefiers? Gone? Yeah, gone. So I need more of those, clearly. I need crystallizers. And I think that's it. Pretty sure that's all I really need, but I'm going to need to have enough charging station thingies. Oh, speaking of which, can I make the medium ones now? Pretty sure those were blocked by having red. Yeah, I can make those now. The medium remote charging station is pretty significantly better. So the medium charging station provides a 20 by 20 logistic supply area. Recharge rate 1 by 50. Recharge rate 2 by 100. They are twice as good. 2 by 100 versus 1 by 50. Yeah. And the logistic connection distance is listed as 15. That's not defined on this guy, which is weird. So it must be 9, the exact supply area distance. So here the supply area may be 20 by 20, but I think it allows connection only up to 15. So you need red circuits as well as iron and the small chargers. Okay. Iron and the small chargers. Here, take those, please. Limit that. And there we go. We will have our medium remote charging stations. How about medium boxes? They don't have bigger boxes. They've got construction zone expanders and logistic zone expanders that don't have charging on them. I've mentioned I could get into the better robots themselves, but I would need to detour for a hacky way to get into stuff. Stuff? Yes, stuff. To get into stuff, to get into lubricant. And it would force me to do oil processing that would result in residual solids that I can't do anything with yet. Better to just do it at blue to begin with. Oh, I can get modular armor. I can get modular armor now. Well, ain't that a surprise? Make it. Thanks. And once you've made it, just do something else. Thanks. What can I put into this modular armor? Oh, that's a great question. I don't even know. I would need charging, I would need batteries. I don't have batteries. So there goes that entire plan of being able to do anything at all in the thing. I could probably get into the personal roboport, maybe, but I think still that's batteries for some of these. One of these, really? Charging pad, no batteries. Huh. I could do that. I could get into the actual roboport, full-on supply area 50 by 50, 110 by 110, which is a little bit better than the Robobox. Just a bit better than Robobox, and it has more charging ports at 1 megawatt. Oh. I could get into the Bob stuff. Hey, you. I know I've just made you, but, you're getting retired immediately. Immediately retired. Yeah. About that, see. I've got all of the stuff for that. That's just steel and gears. Do that, but add steel gears. That should be everything involved there. Get a couple stacks in that stuff. Oh boy! Yeah, I've just realized that this is a thing. I am gonna put that there and do that, and then I'm gonna do this here. The antenna array in steel, because that's gonna bring in all those parts regardless. Yeah. And then, also, I will need charging pads, which these charging points require different amounts of stuff. 4 versus 9, yeah. I'm thinking the 9 is always going to be better. Like, why even bother with the 4 outside of being... Well, the exact reason to bother with the 4 is that it can fit in tighter spots. So you can more easily stick these in between sections with logistic boxes. So, you know, I think I'll actually make those. Yeah. I'll make the the 2x2s rather than the 3x3s. I usually do the 3x3s. But the 2x2s have more utility. The 3x3s would be able to be placeholders for beacons, though. But we'll redesign for beacons when the time comes. So that's gonna be making those for me. Wait, why no hatch? Oh, that's iron. Ahem. Yeah, the iron and the steel icons look really similar to each other. By the way. Yes, these 30 by 30 and 60 by 60 is great. They do not charge bots, though, which is why I also need these guys. These charge 4 by 1.25 megawatts at a time, which is significantly better than the other stuff. Yes, that means I need 2 entities, and it uses more space overall than these guys do. These guys are little one-tile entities. These are also one-tile... These are 2 by 2 entities, as are these. So these are bigger, but they supply a much bigger area, as you can see. Oh. Oh, and that connection range is slightly higher. So you could actually end up with a disconnected... Oof, that... Huh. Maybe between them it's fine? So if I place that there and I go... Yeah. Yeah, between them it's fine. It's just that these are a little iffy. Yeah, so I will take those, and I will actually take my real Roboport. These crawler Roboboxes are basically dead to me at this point, because while this does hold fewer bots in it, it is a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. Is it the best? 4 by 1, so no, it is not the best. It is a little bit worse, but it does everything. It should hold less than a Robo-Box of the equivalent tier, as well as charge slower than the equivalent charging point, and, well, I guess the only thing it really does have going for it is the huge supply area, construction area, versus the zone expander equivalent. Which I find interesting. Why, though, if it's not as good for charging, and it's not as big of a box, why is it then better at zone expansion? Like, huh? I guess because it is a 3x3? Or 4x4, actually. It has to be a little bit better in that respect. Huh. Huh. Well, regardless. That's a little detour. It would help if I actually had, robots for the thing. All this just to have fewer entities of stuff going around, or placed in the grand scheme, I would hope. Because in the late game, that's performance that I would really like to have. I need to siphon you. And some of you, although I actually have enough. Did I manage to get these and this? Okay, we're good. So once all this stuff gets plopped, I can do that. Hey, buddy, give power. Over here, I need you, and you, and you. And that starts everything going. Ta-da! Outside of, you know, then doing that. Now that starts everything going. Cough, cough. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Why am I using... Why is that pure water over here? Oh, that's input. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Good. This is fine. Everything is fine. We're full on sludge already. As things should be. We'll start with the copper. Well, I guess do both in here. It doesn't really matter what I do where. I just have 2 squares to do it in. Usually I would separate everything, but if this is all going to be together, then they may as well all be together. This will be the base resource production zone in here, I suppose. This will make the copper and the tin required, and probably the basic circuit boards. So all 3 in here, and then in here we get the actual science production for red and green together, because that will not need that much space at all, really. Okay, go ahead and pin that. One, 4, 4. I'm pretty sure this is still 1 for the tin as well, and the tin uses bobmonium. So let's see, the stereotype, that's going to be 0.89. 3.12. Dang. Ah. That's 0.01 off. Or is it just rounding? Oh, that sucks. So I'll need 5 of this. And a bobmonium. 5, 4, 1, 1. Fine. This will be down here, and then I'll have something there. You know, I could do that. Yep. Bobmonium. There's a bigger gap required here. Do I want these on separate lines? Good point. Saving on entity count. Yeah, that won't save any entity counts. They're outside of just shifting everything, I guess, by a couple of tiles. There we go. Betterer. Phew. There we go. That, as they say, is that. I shouldn't be reinventing the wheel, though. But if I'm going to do this in a combined way, may as well. One. One? Yeah. One is fine. One of you, and then one for Bob. Just got a filter. Into there. Two outputs. Oh, right. Crushed. Upwards? Yeah. You are that. That gets rid of all of the crushed stone for me. That, and that are my crushed outputs. This guy can be brought up and over. Then we need 2 ore sorting facilities. I will put that one there, and this one... I guess down here. Bob... So the Bobmonium needs to split and go upwards. Whoops, didn't want to get rid of that. This is the copper. This is the tin. This needs to split. Bob does not split. What am I thinking? That works. Yeah, that works. Why bother having multi-inputs? I could actually split around here instead. And there's my inputs into both of these. Ta-da! Now I have the ores all done. From here, we need to do the processing. There is... Oh, I didn't buy it. I didn't bring the ore processors. Oh boy, where'd I park? There. Let's go get some ore processors. La di 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 da. I need some more processors. Ta-da! They are right there. Can I make ore processor 2s? No, not until blue science, I'm pretty sure. Always have to remind myself that, oh hey, I can't make those yet. By the way, has anyone else been having issues with YouTube lately? It might just be me. But, ever since the actual YouTube outage that happened the other evening, while I'm logged in and try to watch a video from my subscription feed, for whatever reason, it brings up a error on the video. The same type of error that was happening when YouTube was down on that evening, the other evening. Or intermittently down, I should say. And it seems to happen only when I am logged in and trying to access a video. But more specifically, it happens when I'm logged in and try to access a video from my subscription feed. It's super weird. And it's been happening to me on various browsers as well. I can get around it by accessing a video from a channel. If I click on a person's channel from my subscription feed and go to the exact same video I was trying to watch from my sub feed, it'll start playing immediately. But I think what it is something to do with trying to start a video by opening a video in a new tab. I think that might be what's going on here, because let me mute my desktop audio, because if I copy link address, go to a new tab and paste and go, an error occurred, please try again later, as if it's trying to start with the video paused. I've tried to go through like extensions to see, but videos aren't autoplay. Autoplay is probably dead. Nope, I just refreshed the page with autoplay on, and that didn't work. Yet I go to the page and to the channel, and I click on that on the new video, and it brings it up. It's really weird, and it starts playing immediately. It's odd. It's very odd. Here, have desktop audio again. So if you've been having this issue lately, you probably don't have this issue with watching the live stream, but it's just something I've noticed off of my subscription feed when I open a video in a new tab. When I open a video in a new tab, hold up, I need to do one more test. If I click on a video directly in the subscription feed, it goes straight to it. But if I new window, an error occurred. If I new tab, an error occurred. What's going on with YouTube? I don't understand. I really don't understand. And it's like if I copy a link to a video and put the link in a fresh tab, an error occurred. If I access the video from a direct click from a previous page, it plays immediately. Like, the hell is going on? And it's doing that across browsers. it's like, is there some setting somewhere that's busted? I don't know. But it's whenever a video tries to load with the video paused with, like, the thumbnail over the video, it dies. An error occurs. It might have to do with thumbnail fetching. There might be a problem associated with thumbnail fetching over the videos. Potentially. But I don't know for sure what could be the issue that's going on with all of that. But anyway, please tell me I went out there and I actually got my ore processors. I did. You need to do that. You need to do that. Output, output, merge, output to ding. I need one each on these guys. So you're making that, you're making that. This needs oxygen, which means I need to grab... Do I not have a... There you are. Hello. I need to grab a thingy to make oxygen. You don't need oxygen, but you do need charcoal. Charcoal is being made right here. From here, I need induction furnace, one each. It makes it easy for me to do this. Three, and I'm guessing either 2 or 1 on the other side. Just 1. You're making 10. Sure. And then we just need to provide power to all of the things. Gib power. Ta-da! It's alive. It's not built very efficiently, but it's alive and it's working. It's doing its thing. It will make my copper and my tin. Alright, that's all done. Now for you. Not this way? Maybe this way? Hold up. Hi. Thing. How much does that make? 2? Pretty sure that's 2. Oh, right. I need to put the red ones there. I don't have any red ones, do I? Oh, I do. I have 2 of them. But you are actually just going to make that out of those. Wait, why no tin? Oh, because that's... Hello. Tin. Yeah. That would be nice. Let's get rid of... all that other stuff. Yeah, that's a little bit too much infrastructure. Pin, close. Why are all those... Wait, why are all those reds? I'm on yellows, not reds. Hold up. Yellows. Yellows, and these are reds. Hi, that's better. Yes, hello, welcome. Welcome, 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 PY. Blue science is already in action. We did the blue science last time. It moves. It's alive. The whole ending section of it is being done by robots, and they are being loaded into a train right now. What we're doing today is we're getting the other 2 sciences set up on the train network so that I can get a factory, quote-unquote a factory, where it's basically just a train station bringing in all of the sciences and throwing it all into labs. Speaking of which, I probably need to make labs, huh? I don't think my mall is making any labs. I should set that up. I've been doing a whole bunch of other setups. Making a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's make labs. You. I need... Oh, wait, I need to make the full spectrum atomics labs, don't I? Right. This is not a thing I can automate. Well, congrats on getting all your rails and all the ingots set up with all that on the network. It helps dramatically. Trains have enormous throughput potential. Basically, as much as you need, as much as you can throw into them, is as much as you can get out of them. Yeah. Maybe I could make these. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this today. Right. Right. I need these 2 things, of which this is stuff directly used in blue science. And this stuff, yeah, I don't have cobalt steel yet. Wait, you're making me need... I only need enough to make the labs. I only need enough to make the labs. Hello, Ave. Welcome. Well, welcome, all the folks. I'm realizing I probably won't be able to actually start processing the science in this stream, but we'll deal with that when we get to that. Because I'm realizing I need to get cobalt steel in order to make the actual science lab that can process blue science. Like, I can make the other labs here in my mall. Like, that's... These guys are the easy part. Lab construction core and lab mechanization. Lab construction core mechanization. That. The problem is, I need to bring those over from blue science, probably manually, and then I need cobalt steel and large solar panels. Oh boy. I haven't even looked at the large solar panels yet. That is stuff I have. I can make those. Alright, cool. We're gonna make solar panels. Cool. Hey. Now, I've got those things. Basic circuits and basic transport belts. Basic circuits are here. You do that. I need the sticks. You need lab cores and automation. Excuse me, automatization. Automatize! Okay, that's the stuff for those. This has its requests. This has all of its requests. This will be dramatically limited on the outputs of the stuffs, except for you. I want all of you, potentially. Maybe not. I want a buffer for other things. Okay. This will need the... Where is it? Power? Yeah, this will need you, as well as cobalt steel plates. Oh, joy. The joy of cobalt steel. Oh, God. Why? That will be limited. That will be limited. Hey, I'm actually making the green ones. So that's nice. I've got the green labs. I have automated those. I could process red and green science, just not blue. Okay, and then you are the greens, the lab thingies, yeah. Those. And those, and those. That's all three. That's all that. This will not be made. This could be made. And this is being made right the heck now. Yeah. It's, good thing I thought about that. Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. What was I actually here for? I was out of something. I think I was out of something anyway. I came to my mall for what reason? Whoops, outside of doing this. I could have sworn I came here to do something other than this. I'll figure it out at some point. For now, though, let's do a just general restock. Oh. Red doohickeys, assembling machines. I want my electronics assembling machines. good old stack of you. There was something else. Oh well, if I can't remember it, it must not have been very important. You. That. So that's all this stuff is taken care of. So it's just you. And you. That's all I need to do, really. And then I can focus on getting into the, cobalt steel! Oh joy! Oops, I think I've got plenty of those. Oh, I know. I remember why I came here. I remember. I do. I remember it. I need these. I needed hydro plants. That's the whole reason why I came here. This square is a hydro plant that needs to be placed. That's it. Oh boy. Yeah, that's it. I got it. We're good. We're good. We're fine. Fine and dandy. Let me wait for that train to go through and get back into my vehicle. We got distracted by the labs and the need to make the labs. Oh boy. We did it. We've succeeded, at least for the purpose of that trip in particular. There might be other things that I need that I haven't thought of. There's likely other things that I haven't thought of, but that was the whole reason for me to go back, was to get that one thing. And then I was going to trim this down to what I needed. Go ahead and bring this pin back. Reset all the things. So I needed 2 and 1. I am going to trim the to pull this back all the way down to there. That's better. And then I needed... That's good. That's good on that one. I needed 6, 6, 3. Yep, 6 and 3. So that's all of that gone. Six, 3, 1 of you. Only need 2 of you, not 3. One of you. Yeah, that's fine. And then it would be 1 of you, yeah. Okay. We're good. That's the infrastructure that's needed. I just... Yeah, need the output now. And power. Power to the everything. Gotta get everything. Okay. Power. Live. Live, my joyous, wonderful stuffs. Alright, so that's all the back end. For the 2 sciences that I need. Use the God module mod, but, I have Bob's modules. But I have Bob's modules. Knowing I wonder, does circuit processing say screw you and make it an incompatibility to use other mods? Oh, by the way, that's the other thing I hate about space exploration. By the way, I don't like how how Arendelle has set a whole ton of mods as incompatibilities that aren't actually incompatible, but are marked as such because they just don't want you to use those mods for their own sense of balance. I kid ye not. There are a set of uh, quality of life mods that the mod maker for space exploration just said, no, you're not going to use these, and marked them as incompatible dependencies. So if you actually want to use them, you have to go into the code of space exploration and mod the mod to remove the dependencies for the mods that you want to use. The you have to modify the incompatibles list. Remove from the list the mods that you want to use for it, even though they're quality of life mods that only affect balance and don't affect there's no true incompatibility there. Yeah, it's terrible. It's bad. It's one thing to say that you don't want people to use these mods, it's another to try to force it by using a feature that wasn't designed for that purpose. That feature of marking things as incompatible is meant for actual incompatibilities, listing out actual mods that are incompatible. Like, if you make an overhaul mod that is incompatible with another overhaul mod, you mark it as an incompatibility so that people don't mistakenly enable those two mods together. That's the whole point of that. Oh, but if you know that you want to use a thing, you can totally go in and remove the dependency. No, that's not how that's supposed to work. That is not how that is supposed to work. Speaking of which, that's my alarm to indicate that we are halfway through the stream today. We're already halfway. What? Oh my gosh, it's a warm day today. Oh boy. It is. It is very warm today. No wonder why I really have to have my fan going. Need to make sure that the air conditioning is on as well. Because I don't know if it is. I don't think it is. I think we're on heat again. Anyway, with that, I'm going to step away for a few moments. I will be back in just a couple minutes after stretching the legs, doing the other things that we need to do from time to time. And when I return, we will complete this science build. And then I guess we're getting cobalt steel so that we can make the science lab that will be required in order to actually process the blue science. I will be back shortly. And I've returned. Welcome back. Yeah, I was caught and distracted, talking a little bit, because my mother is looking at the home value for this house and how much that's gone up recently. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Zillow estimate, the Zestimate has gone pretty high recently, and actually a house like next door, basically, couple houses down on the same street recently sold for even more than what our estimate is for our house. So it's like, huh, okay. We got this house at like a dollar under 200 grand, and it's now valued like over 275 on the Zestimate, and the house down the street, just a few houses down, that sold for 310. Like, huh? It's been 5 years this October since we bought the house. Like, excuse me, but that's a huge spike. That's a huge spike. And the market's so hot right now that my mother's even getting like calls from investors, like offering, saying, we will pay cash for your house. If you want to sell it, we're paying cash. Like, nah. There's things that we need to fix in this house that will bring down its value if we did want to sell it, but yeah. Did they ferment into gold in the meantime? Not really. It's just that right now there's for whatever reason a huge demand for houses. The supply is not keeping up to the demand for houses, and the prices are skyrocketing for houses. And there's lumber shortage. There's a little bit of a lumber shortage going on because of the big thing that's been happening this whole time for over a year. The price of lumber is going way up. So there is a necessity that houses that are being worked on right now are valued a little bit higher, but also there's just a huge demand. I don't know. I don't understand. There's just massive demand. I think it's interest rates being low on mortgages. I think it's because the interest is low right now. But yeah, there's just huge demand that the sellers, they can't keep up. Can't keep up. Yeah, so the prices are just insane, which unfortunately is going to have an impact on the taxes on the house. Ahem. But fortunately, I live in a city that does not have particularly high home taxes, property taxes. It's what is it? It's like 1 or 2% per year of the home value. Which, for those who don't know, there are areas in the United States where the taxes on the property can be like 20% per year, depending on where you live. So, yeah, it's a little low here for the yearly taxes. If my mother didn't have to pay a mortgage, she'd be like in the house for like $200 a month. It's I mean, for a year, 2%. I don't think 20 is an overstatement, but it can be like 2% a month for in some areas rather than 2% a year or even 1% a month. rather than per year. Like, it's there are places where it can be up to 10 times or higher versus where we are now. Specifically, areas in the Northeast United States, areas that are more densely populated, have inherently higher property taxes for whatever reason. Regardless, just know that it's pretty low by comparison to some of the most egregious areas, and it's nifty. It's nifty, but my mother is still paying the mortgage down. There's a lot more to go because it's only been 5 years of a. I don't even know what the term is for the mortgage. 40? 30, 40-year mortgage? I've forgotten. It's a really long, it's an extended period mortgage. And she didn't put any money down. Any? Very little down. Because of a first-time homebuyer program for the state that she technically barely qualified for. Because of her income level being just low enough to qualify. Yeah. She does not make a low amount of money by any stretch of the imagination, but it is within the amount that it was qualifying for that particular first-time homebuyer program, which she was very thankful for. Very, very thankful for. Yes, and it takes a really long time to get the balance down on those long period loans because a lot of what you're paying is going towards interest, basically, and not towards the actual principal balance. The vast majority of the monthly payment is just interest. Yeah. Anyway, let's go stuff things. Hello. Base. Base to be. I want you. This is the really easy part. You know, I'm gonna do this. And we're gonna start making use of our bots for all this part of it. Where are the things? Here are the things. Glorious. I like that that's like 3. I am very appreciative. Ta-da! They are connected. All I need is to be able to charge as well. There we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, no, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. There is a very specific reason I cannot do that. Not for the copper. Not for the copper. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Sadly, I can't do that with the copper. I can do it with the others, but I can't do it with the copper. I need this to be independent for the copper. Or do it all the copper demand by belt or something. One of them needs to be belt, one of them can be the other stuff, but yeah, that would have been awful. That could have ended in a disaster. Alright, you. That. we will get a requester chest there. And 7 of these. Provider. Provider. Ta-da! And that's the red science done. Yay! Oh, joy, oh, bliss, the red science is done. You. That. Pin. Okay. This guy can be basically anywhere. Do I have... Main bus U. This. Okay. This needs some editing, but it's a start. Yeah. Okay. Upgrade planner. And then... I only need 2 of you. And I only need 1 of you. Into 1 of you. Into 1 of you? Into 2 of you. What? Huh. Yeah, nah. We're gonna need a little bit different edits to this. Bigger changes are required. These are not even remotely required. This is the tinned wire uncoiling. Hello? Tinned wire uncoiling. There you are. Because that needs tinned wire and iron plates. We're going to be doing a lot of work with robots here, I think. So that's the really easy part. Then I somehow need 2 of these. Getting stuff from 1 of these. Getting stuff from 1 of these. From lead plus the stuff, and you are copper plus the stuff. That is the only copper. Okay. That being the only copper is great. Requester chest. There we go. You are iron. Ta-da. And you need tin plus basic circuits. Huh? Oh, right. Duh, I'm making these at, Blue Science as well. I did that just to reset any requests. Oh, right, I need a storage chest. Hello, Ollie. Hello, Ollie. It's the boy. How's my baby? Joining me today, first time today in the stream. Hello, Ollie. How's my boy? How's my baby? My baby kitty. Yeah, that's my microphone you hooked. Thanks. Thanks for that. How's my boy? Is he tired? Is he sleepy? Is he sleepy boy? Yeah? See, he's a sleepy boy? How's the baby? Wants to go down? Wants to go lap? No, he wants to walk. Walk across. Okay. You sit there. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that the whole reason why my mother was looking at the value of the house is not just out of pure curiosity, but because she's in contact with a financial manager and he needs a whole bunch of information. Right now, it's all part of the whole financial planning that she's doing now that my grandmother has passed away and that her house is sold and the whole process is at its end. She's been meaning to do a plan with a financial manager for a while, and now she's doing it and needs to get all of the financial information in order for that. Anyway, I need a supply chest. Do I have any on me? It's probably a nah. Oh, I do, right there. Hi. Let's go ahead and put that there, just as a flex slot thing. Okay, I think that as long as I provide the iron to you, we'll be good. And that's just the basic resources. For the grain science, we still need to actually make the grain science. That's not 8, game. Well, alrighty then. Oh yeah, speaking of alrighty then, did you know that they're working on another Ace Ventura movie? That there's actually going to be another Ace Ventura movie. I've seen that news. And I'm actually excited for a movie for once. Like, oh hey. Neat. I like those movies. I would like another, yes. Have not seen anything about Jim Carrey actually being in it, though, which, there is that assumption that he would be. But it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. Because the last time I checked, Jim Carrey doesn't like making sequels. At least says that he doesn't really care for sequels to movies. Despite there being two, or maybe because of there being two Ace Ventura movies with him and several Dumb and Dumber movies. I think the movies that he tends to do that have multiples have been independent of each other in terms of the story, right? Because Ace Ventura: Pet Detective and Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, you don't have to have watched either of them to get it, to fully understand the story. They are independent movies of each other, just with the same character, and I think that's what he prefers. He doesn't really care for movies that have to be watched in a sequence. And really playing the same character multiple times can be boring after a while, right? And yet, we get news that there's another Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out, of which he's the bad guy in those movies, in that franchise. So, something's probably changed. Because, like, the way that I see it, if it's another Sonic movie coming out, it has to be in some way related to the previous movie, right? I can only imagine that we're not going to get another completely independent movie story with the next Sonic movie. And I know that in the past, Jim Carrey has said that he doesn't really like doing that, playing roles over the same story continuation into sequels. So it's confused me greatly. Confusing. It's like, okay, has he just decided that it's okay now to do that? And is now okay with another Ace Ventura movie as well? Like, interesting things happening. Anyway, I came here for what reason? I needed more regular building assembling machines. Where are they again? Here. Hello. Let's head on back. Bang. It didn't break. Huh? Weird. I would have expected that to break. Haha. Okay. We now have red, green, and blue science. We have all of these things. I just need to set up a couple of trains in here. I hope I have what I need to set up the trains. Uh-oh. Do I have what I need to set up the trains? I think so. Ah, think so. Oh, I never even set you as a thing, right? Am I still playing at higher speed? Yeah. Yes. If it says 120, that's the rate that the game is running at, and that's ×2. I am absolutely still on ×2. I've been on ×2 pretty much the entire time. Outside of those brief periods at the very beginning where I set it to like ×20. And ×5, I think, occasionally, but... How many blue science am I making? 0.1. 0.1 blue science. That's what I've set up. Just an amazing amount. Just fantastic volume of blue science being made right now. Out of this. And all of its inputs. A glorious 0.1. Primarily because it's a massive copper demand, as well as a pretty big aluminium demand. I don't like this balance. Like, I really don't like this balance. Because it's a 10-to-1 ratio just on the aluminium. I said this earlier, but like, excuse me, and then it's 4-to-1 on gold plates. So we've got a 4-to-1 on gold, a 10-to-1 on aluminium, and then we have a freaking 25 plus to 1 on copper. Like, excuse me? There's something wrong with that. Like, even Pyanodon isn't that evil in some respects. I mean, Pyanodon's pretty evil, but there does come a point where volume does not really equal difficulty. It equals tedium. Okay? Oh, I didn't signal this. I didn't signal that. There we go. Much better. Ah, right. I was missing some signals there. Okay. I need to be bringing in green science here. And red science here. And they are all part of my logistic network. The only thing I should do at this point is get some charging going in between here. Yeah, when you consider that this is ×2 speed, the bots are in fact pretty slow. But they carry up to like 100 items at a time. So there's that. There is that. Alright, how many charging doohickeys do I have? 10. Cool. I can stick these wherever I have power. Ta-da! Gives them a much better route to take. Does Train Supply Manager use a refueling station? Yes. It very specifically has to be named Fuel Stop with a capital F and a capital S. And when a train needs to refuel, it will automatically go to the fuel stop of the number corresponding to the number of locomotives in the chain for that train. So if I was a 2-6 setup or a 2-8, I would need to name this Fuel Stop 2 for a train to automatically go to it. Fuel Stop 1 is for trains with 1 locomotive. When do I plan to put in roboports and use construction bots to put down blueprints? Once I am able to mass produce roboports for that, as well as construction robots. You see, I have done that in the past, but at this size, it's messy and it's difficult, and it puts a gigantic strain on the electrical grid. Because I did that in the Pi Block series, and it did occasionally kill my power production. And the reason is that every single roboport needs to fully charge, and it has a huge charging buffer associated with it. So if you place too many down all at the same time, it will just put a gigantic demand on your power grid, and it can kill your whole base, basically. if you're not careful, if you try to expand too much at a time. Because yeah, there'll be stuff. There'll be stuff. I mean, I technically have the regular roboports now, the Roboport 1. And I could do that. In fact, I was thinking about doing that. And I had, like, edited a straight rail segment with even these guys, these little things, as inefficient as that was, and I decided, you know what, no, we're not going to do that. We shall not do that. Though I do have these regular roboports. Looks like am I not carrying any with me? I thought I had something. What? Why would I not be... Why would I not be carrying at least one around with me? Oh, there it is. So I have these. Now, the thing about these is that if I place them at level 1s, along the straits on the outer edges, the construction area is fine for placing the rails, right? It's fine for placing the rails. I could set it up to also place landfill for the rails in the construction area. Thing is, there's going to be this gigantic hole in the middle of water that gotta figure out how to fill that as well somehow. And the construction bots have to supply themselves somewhere. And when they're as slow as they are right now, with the current robots, the crawler bots, they crawl. They're so slow. Imagine trying to place rail and landfill all the way out here if they have to gather the rail and signals and all of that from over here. And having it take, like, 10 minutes just to get out one direction, let alone have to go back to grab more, and all of the charging along the way. Yeah. So any sort of automatic robot construction along the rails is not really going to happen until I get into much faster construction bots, at bare minimum. And I would also prefer bigger, better construction zones for that. So that's the answer to that question. I need that, all limited to an amount each. You are red science, supply, depot, full cargo, circuit condition, you can go. You are green science, supply, depot, full cargo, circuit condition, you can go. You are blue science, supply, depot, full cargo, circuit condition, you can go. Even a construction train would need to be restocked, and that would require a lot of work. Let's see. Would I even be able to get... Like, is there even a logistics wagon? Is there even a logistics wagon? Or can they just access the stuff from a train? It is something to think about, at least. This is a crawler robot wagon. This is a crawler bot wagon. Train crawler. From mass transit with an equipment grid. Can accept various power. That's another thing. I don't have batteries yet to provide power to construction robots in a crawler wagon. That's what I don't have right now. I could make a vehicle roboport. Wait, does that even use power? Huh? Yeah, it uses 2 megawatts, so... And there's roboport area expanders. 30 by 30, 30 by 30. Huh? Vehicle roboport area expander. Is this additive? Is this additive? Can I make my roboport area bigger with multiple of these expanders? And it's a 1 by 1. Huh? That would be nice if it works the way that I think it would logically work, but I don't know. Like, I don't get why there's pieces to this vehicle roboport. Like, why are there 3 individual components that can be individually used if they're not, like, additive? And why is the robot control a whole bunch of that crap? It says construction area 30 by 30, but is that going to be added to this construction area 30 by 30 of the vehicle Roboport? Because it says Roboport area expander. If it says expander, I want it to expand. As in, add a construction area to the, like, add the size together. But all of my knowledge of the vanilla game's mechanics tell me that that's not how that would work. Right? Like, what I know about the vanilla mechanic is that it does not add construction areas together. Because think of it as, if I have multiple roboports, personal roboports, in my backpack, my modular armor, it doesn't add those areas together. It's just one area, and you gain the ability to have multiple bots at the same time. No, the expander is not for the floor. This is the vehicle Roboport area expander. It's in the name. Vehicle Roboport area expander. There is one for the floor. I know. There is a Roboport charge pad for the floor. There is a box as well. All of these are vehicle modules. Every single one of these 4 is a vehicle module. Yeah. Which is why I'm questioning, well, why do these things exist if they're not additive bonuses? Regardless, this is not going to happen until I get batteries, which is not going to happen until I'm processing blue science. In K2, construction areas of personal roboports are additive. Well, as I said, not in vanilla mechanics. It might be additive here. We shall see. And then this is an Angels component. Vehicle construction roboport with a 60 by 60 and 50 robot limit. 10. 50. 10. 50. Oh, there's a burner generator. There's a burner generator. No, I want something automated completely. But regardless, we are burning our time looking at that. What I need is cobalt steel. So I need this stuff. Yeah. So, stereotyte or bobmonium? Stereotyte or bobmonium? It doesn't really matter. In the grand scheme. We're looking for cobalt. Copper and tin could make bronze, but you're still left with the iron, and then the tin, silicon, zinc, there's nothing really great to use with any of those either, so we're getting 3 byproducts no matter what that we can't really do anything with. The slag we can void, but not the other outputs. Probably just going to do the stereotyte sorting. As much as I would like zinc. I do have an ore sorting recipe to get zinc as an individual sorting recipe that I currently have access to. I'm just not doing it right now. I don't have a brass build quite yet. So that's all gonna come from this stuffs. Gimme 1. And I'm going to need the steel as well. I mean, it does offset the iron a little. Well, that's less than 100. Cool. I'm okay with that. So this will cycle back iron. And all I really need are these two things, which I will make excess of. Where's the 100? Where's the... Oh, right. Kill that. How much spare charcoal do I have from this build? If I'm looking at one of you, 0.46, 0.62, 0.39, 0.07, 0.17. And cycling back. So it gets enough to do the full output of the one algae farm, which does overproduce a fair amount on the cellulose fiber. Really, I would need 2 buildings here to process all of the output of this algae farm. But either way, even the 2 would still go into one of these wood pellets into a wood brick machine, into a thingy. So if I really need more stuff, I just add an extra assembling machine here. So let's grab... I probably already have this in my doohickey. Yep, right there. Okay, where will I do this? Is always a great question. Have I built this that I could do a straight line through the middle? No, I haven't. I have not done that in that way. That sucks. So here I have. Meaning that's where I'm gonna do the thing. Yes. The thing will be here, and I will be bisecting you. There. 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 Ta-da! Vehicle. Why did I have to park all the way down here? I don't know. So what we're doing now is working towards lab processing, which is going to require an amount of stuffs. Cobalt steel. I will need cobalt steel to build the level 3 labs. I am out of all of my pipe and my belt. It's actually a pretty good situation to be in. I'm just checking if I could actually use some of this stuff. I didn't even realize I had a whole bunch of ore processors in the car. How nifty. How nifty. I also have those. Get rid of that pin. I don't need that anymore. Hello? You. And then here. This needs to be pinned. Because that's what we're working on right now. I will need 3 flotation cells in total. That ore sorting facility can be a level 2, and why, like, just be default. Default to 2, even if it's not needed, per se. Also, thankfully, this produces a sulfuric wastewater, which I can use to produce sulfuric acid to void the yellow geode. So there we go with that. That is ideal, actually. It's really nice. And I will need to make steam to process the carbon, or make the carbon in the first place. This is going to use charcoal. This is going to use carbon, because it's consuming the carbon anyway. It's really hard to fuel a building with a different fuel type if it needs a fuel as an ingredient on the recipe that it's doing. It's very difficult to do that. Because over time it will end up using the same fuel. I've tried. There's really no way to make it happen, to force it to be different. It's pretty random which thing it'll pick. And if you have several things on the doohickey. So, I will need to go and restock. Also, demolish. And give me these things. Am I gonna actually put this stuff on the rails? Is a great question as well. I should add a train station. I guess having the loader load in the fuel and an inserter for the other stuff would work, assuming that you've got an overproduction of the fuel. Like, assuming you've got enough fuel to fill the fuel buffer and keep it full at all times, yeah. That should theoretically be able to overcome that limitation. But if you're not using loaders, you're screwed. Because inserters wait to refuel a building that uses solid fuel until it's on the final fuel cycle. Which, it's incredibly dumb the way that it works. To be honest, I would have preferred it to fuel a thing in the same way as regular items and to keep it topped up. But no, it doesn't top up with fuels for whatever reason. It actually lets it go down to 0, and if it goes down to 0 of the stuff inside of the fuel slot, it frees up the fuel slot for a different fuel, and you end up flip-flopping which thing you're using as fuel. I've had it happen to me in Pyandon's mods, where I've tried to do something similar, where I've tried to use a more dense fuel, a more energy dense fuel in a system that has a different item with the fuel value as a ingredient, and it's just really hard. It's just really hard to do with just inserters, that is. And you have to make sure, even if you're using a loader to keep the fuel slot topped up with fuel, you have to make sure that you provide the fuel before you provide the ingredients for the recipe. You have to make sure that all of the buildings in your factory that need the better fuel type get the better fuel type in their fuel slot before the other thing comes in. So there's an order that needs to be maintained there. It's very finicky. All right, give me pipe. Give me those. Give me pipe. Give me belt. Give me inserters. Give me filter stacks. That's good, yes. I have enough things. I have a lot of things. I need more crystallizers. Where are my crystallizers? There you are. How am I doing on these? I think I need more of those. How am I doing on blast furnaces? I need more. Oh, and I haven't... Yeah, I have brought the steel in, so I do need more of these guys. Go ahead and take that one out of my inventory. Make sure I have stuff. I need crushers. Go ahead and top up my stack there. I'll top up that stack, and then I need chem plants. May as well top up my chem plant stack. I said my chem plant stack. And then I have charcoal, I have sulfur, and I have the other stuff to kickstart the actual mineral sludge build. Alright. Inventory is pretty full, so let's go and make it less full. Whoops. Get off that rail before I go over and click a button off to the side. Get my Streamlabs back. Oh yeah, Streamlabs. OBS. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. So, Streamlabs OBS updated recently, and in the patch notes it said that it fixed an issue that I had been very acutely experiencing. So, Streamlabs, in a previous update, added in this thumbnail maker mechanic into Streamlabs OBS, and allowed you to change/make a stream thumbnail from within Streamlabs OBS. And for YouTube. And when I hit the Go Stream button, the Start the Stream button, it brings up a window where I get to either create a new event for the stream or pick one that I've already set up, and I always set up the stream beforehand. So I click on today's stream event, and it would pull the thumbnail from YouTube. But what was happening was it was pulling a low quality version of the thumbnail, and then it was re-uploading that low quality version of the thumbnail to YouTube when I went live. And I was doing that for everyone streaming on YouTube, by the way. So if you've noticed in the past few weeks when I go live that the video thumbnail was a very low resolution pixely thumbnail, that was why. It's because Streamlabs, when going live, was pulling a low-quality thumbnail image and then uploading that same image when going live. And there's no way to, like, turn off Streamlabs, like, submitting to YouTube settings that I've already set up on YouTube. And it's really buggy, and I hate it. I absolutely hate the Streamlabs YouTube integration. I want to just not have the ability to change any setting on a YouTube event in Streamlabs because I've already set it up on YouTube. It overrides my setting to end the stream because I don't want the stream to automatically end when Streamlabs disconnects from YouTube, just in case my internet dies while I'm streaming and comes back immediately. In those cases where there's a brief disconnect of the internet, I don't want the entire stream to end and have to start a new event and force people to go to a new page on YouTube to continue my stream and have a completely separate video for the stream for the day, for the one stream. So I normally have that off. There's a bug. There's been a bug. I don't know if it's been fixed because I can't care to fix it to check anymore between the automatic go live and the automatic end. So every single time I go live, it sets it to automatically stop, and I have to go into YouTube to flip the switch again so that it does not end when I stop the stream on Streamlabs, but that's a separate issue. The most recent patch to Streamlabs OBS claims that they fixed the issue with the thumbnails being re-uploaded to YouTube if they haven't been edited. The problem is, it is still very obviously pulling from YouTube a low-quality image of the thumbnail each time I click go live and click on the event for the stream. It is very obviously still picking a very low-quality image, and I'm not giving it the opportunity to fail, so I still am deleting and re-uploading my image within Streamlabs every time I go live. And it's just making it's making the entire streaming experience to YouTube with Streamlabs OBS objectively worse and worse and worse and worse over time. It's bonkers. And then, of course, there's the whole chat integration. I have a live chat in Streamlabs on the left side of my screen in Streamlabs. I can't chat in that chat as me because I can't sign in to YouTube through Streamlabs OBS. It doesn't allow it. It tells me that I have to open the chat in a web browser in order to chat. Yeah. I can't type commands for Streamlabs CloudBot. I can't do moderation from within this chat. I can't do anything. It's there, I can see it, but I can't interact with it in any way, shape, or form through Streamlabs. How stupid is that? It's dumb. Completely dumb. And the sad part is, I don't think that there's any better alternative. I think that it's an issue regardless of which streaming software I'm using. I might have to give XSplit another chance at some point. I might have to give XSplit another chance. I have a lifetime subscription to XSplit, by the way, that I had bought a long time ago while it was on sale for, like, a huge discount. But it's a lifetime. It's a lifetime sub. I can use it whenever I want. And maybe they have a better integration for YouTube streaming. Part of it is a YouTube API limitation, apparently. Apparently, it is some sort of limitations with YouTube API. And it's partly YouTube's fault for some of it. But I guarantee it's not a problem with all of it. Like, It's highly, highly inconvenient. Inconvenience. Let's see, I need a liquefier. I need a electric boiler. Making me steam. Carbon. Ta-da! Huzzah! You got stuff. You? Reach! Reach! That there. That there. Okay. Everything is on. And I shouldn't forget to, overflow void. Phew! That's the back end work done. Now what? Now we get the ore types and such. So it's 3 different ore types that are going to be crushed, one of which is going to be flotationed, and then shove the rest of the stuff into a box and basic processing the rest of the way. Alright. I think, though, that my brain is fried, and that I am stalling and not even thinking too much about the game right now, and that I'm just complaining about other things for the sake of complaining and wasting time. So I think I'm going to end the stream right here. Now that I've set up green and red science, right? Now that I have these things, and they're on the train network, I'm going to need to continue to place landfill and expand out the grid no matter what. But once I get all of this cobalt steel and actually do this extremely tedious part of making this guy with it, we have to set up a set of these at a train station that brings in potentially every single science that we can potentially make and process it. Then we can move on with our lives and actually do things that we want to do, and re and just change a whole bunch of the stuff that we've already done. Like once I've got blue science, we have to change a whole bunch of stuff. We have to change gold. We have to change the cobalt steel. Ah, goodness gracious. Yeah. We can do things differently as well in better ways. I still need to make brass. I still need to do, gosh, the bricks. Yeah, the concrete bricks I still need. Because I'm not making those right now. I've got an entire thing over here that's supposed to be making silicon for use for concrete bricks, but I just haven't done it yet because I haven't made stone bricks yet on the train network, and I need to do that, and I need to get rid of the main bus to free up more room for my mall set up in here. There's a lot to do, and I'm just done for now. For right now, for this stream, we've got our mineral sludge set up for what will be the cobalt steel that we'll get into when we meet again on Tuesday. With that, folks, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming an Erudite Otaku member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button down below, as well as consider supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you're so inclined and able. I will be streaming No Man's Sky tomorrow and on Monday, and I will be back with more of our Sea Block playthrough on Tuesday, where we will be processing blue science. I hope to see you all on the next one.